Do I have everybody's attention now?
This is it, Josh! This is it!
Hello. It is. Wait 1 second. Kimberly, Mom, can you be quiet for a second? Thank you. All right. Yeah, I had to tell my family to do a little hush it down. It's getting late. I know this is not a great prime spot to be in my kitchen talking loudly. But anyways, we're here in Wrestle Point reviewing Monday Night Raw and AEW. First of all, I'm very happy to have Thomas back from Chicago. It seems, Thomas, that you go to Chicago when AEW isn't in town. So explain that.
They were technically in town this week.
Yeah, they're in town tonight.
Yeah, today.
So I just happened to be in Chicago when nothing exciting was happening.
Did you get a CM Punk autograph from me? No?
As if I'm supposed to be able to find CM Punk in Chicago. Trust me, I looked. He's hard to find.
There you go. Now you can see my face. Yeah, but we had a very interesting Raw, so Eric, you can go ahead and start us off with what happened on Monday.
We most certainly had a very interesting Raw. So this is the Monday Night Raw from August 30th. So we started off with Damien Priest coming out for his United States Open Challenge, which turned out to just be a really long promo segment. So he comes out, he does. So first of all, the announcers, they say, who has more momentum than Damien Priest, which is pretty comical because he didn't even get the pin in his match last week. I think there are a million people that have more momentum than him. But anyway, he comes out, he's doing, cuts a nice little promo about, I want to be a United States champion that brings the prestige to the belt like John Cena and Rey Mysterio. He names a couple of really good United States champions and says the best way to do that is to have bring back the United States Open Challenge. And, there's a lot. When John Cena did it, I loved it. It was I think John Cena really did make a lot of stars and have some really good matches with people in that. So I was pretty excited for this. And then it's answered by Sheamus, which is probably, I think, the most boring person that could have been picked for this. Not because Sheamus himself is boring, but because we literally just saw this on SummerSlam. So I was very disappointed when he came out and he cuts a promo, the classic former champion saying, I'm going to get that thing back promo. And then he's interrupted by the one person that I didn't want to see at all, was Drew McIntyre. Literally in my notes, I literally say, Drew's music hits, please get the fuck out of here. And Drew cuts a promo, ironically saying, I think it's time, like, people don't want to see Sheamus and Damien Priest. They want to see something new. And by something new, you mean you who's been doing the same thing every single time and gets every single title match. That's something new, apparently, is Drew McIntyre getting a title shot. And so this is going to keep going. It's going to sound like I'm lying with how many people come out, but this opening segment was complete fucking mess.
It reminded me of Friday, the opening segment of that.
So Drew cuts a short promo, pretty much saying, I should get this U.S. title shot, even though it's an open challenge. The rules and Sheamus followed the rules of an open challenge. He should get the shot. But anyway, then out comes MVP and Lashley. So now there's 5 people out there. And now they're saying, Lashley's saying, I want the title shot because I want to be a double champion. And so so they go back and forth, and then somehow who came out? Yeah. And then RK Bro comes out. So now there's 7 people out, and I don't remember what exactly they came out to say. All I remember thinking is, why is Matt Riddle talking? I really hate this. And then somehow it turned into Lashley saying, wait, now I want the tag team championships. So there's 7 people out there and they're all just talking about random. Remember, this started off with Damien Priest, and Damien Priest hasn't said a word in probably about 10 minutes at this point. And then Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce come out, and they're pretty much the acting general managers, to make a couple matches official. They say, okay, you know what? We have 2 great main events. Make a mental note that they said 2 great main events.
No such thing. There's only one.
No. Well, I mean, technically, yes. But it gets even funnier later in the show. So They make it official. Drew McIntyre versus Damien Priest versus Sheamus for the United States title. And then also RK Bro versus Lashley and MVP for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So that's about 15 minutes of television time right there. It looks like they're pitching to a break, and then Rhea Ripley's music hits. so now there's 3 people in the ring. There's 2 tag teams out there, so there's 7 people plus 2 general managers. There's 9 people. Rhea Ripley's music hits. There's 10. I have no idea what's going on. Turns out her music hitting and her was just like to pitch to the break for them to say, "Oh, she has a match coming up right now." Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so I want to just say, did you guys hear the backstage rumors about this card in general and Monday Night Raw?
Depends what you're talking about.
So it turns out that Vince McMahon tore up the script 2 times throughout the show, and that's the reason we actually got a lot of wrestling tonight. Because a lot of these plans that he formerly had were scrapped, and they didn't have a idea of what they were gonna do until like 6:30. So like 90 minutes before the show, which is insane.
That's fairly normal for them though, and
but like it's just
and to say there was a lot of wrestling on this show is debatable.
For a Raw, there was
for
Raw, there was a lot, but I couldn't get over. First of all, just how like ridiculous this entire opening segment was. It was so ridiculous, and nothing like whenever it seemed like they were getting some momentum toward one thing, then more people would come out, and it would just get more and more weird. And then it just ends with probably the worst way you can introduce a match. Why is Rhea Ripley making her entrance when there are still 9 people out there? Are we really expecting for the match to start now? Like,
I thought she was gonna join the men's division for a second. I was like, "Whoa!"
I had no idea what the hell she was going out there for. Like, the last thing I thought was, "Oh, she's literally coming out to have a match right now." No, that's exactly what it was. We're gonna start this match with 9 people out here. It was so dumb. So that was the opening segment. So what'd you guys think of this mess?
My favorite of this whole thing was the first words that came to me was last Saturday at SummerSlam, when SummerSlam was 2 Saturdays ago. So he immediately messed that up. And I was excited at first when you hear open challenge, you think, "Oh, surprise, maybe an NXT call or something like that." But then you get the former champion, and then the guy that nobody wants to see fight for a championship because that's all he does all the time. And I didn't hate the segment. I feel like I didn't hate the segment as much as you guys did, but I did. I think it was unnecessary. I know. And
it was a mess.
Bobby Lashley just looks like a guy in the Golden State Warriors. He sees the like shiny gold. He's like, "Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that." So yeah, I didn't hate the segment, but I thought it would. You could have definitely had triple threat match without having 25 other people join the.
There were a million better ways to book 2 matches onto the card than have everyone on the roster come out at once. And also another side note I'd like to make: MVP is still wearing the Hurt Business chain, and it makes no sense. But yeah, anyway, Dom, what'd you think?
I was thinking of making a reference to Too Many Cooks. Just another person. I think I said it to Cody or both of you in our chat. I'm expecting who is it? Who's the 24/7 championship?
Reggie.
I was expecting Reggie to run out and everybody like from the locker room like chasing him, like everyone might as well.
Why not?
Come on.
You know why?
Yeah, why not?
Because
I would have
half the roster's already out there. Just
I would have enjoyed it much more than what ever happened. But this segment, yeah, I didn't enjoy it much, and that is a big statement for me.
Yeah, so we didn't get off to the best start, but then we come back from break and we have Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. Which actually, I was excited for this match because these are 2 of my favorite female wrestlers in the business. I think, and I'm pretty sure. I think Cody, I'm pretty sure we've talked about it. And I think Cody, you agree with me when I say Shayna Baszler is just she's way too good to be getting what she's getting right now.
Yeah,
so her in a singles match, especially with Rhea Ripley, I was really excited for it. But the match, it ended up, I didn't like the match at all. So it starts off with Nikki Ash coming out to be in Rhea Ripley's corner, which we all know that's stupid. And then Shayna Baszler comes out with Nia Jax. So now at ringside, we have Nikki Ash, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax. Where have I seen this before? Oh, yeah, last week. We saw these 4 girls last week. And then before the match starts, Nia gets the mic. For some reason, she says, like, "Oh, by the way, before this match is over, Nikki and Rhea, I'm going to splatter both of you. And then later, I'm going to splatter." She threw some shade at Shayna. She's like, "I don't know if she can do this, but I'm going to flatten you both. And then later, I'm going to flatten Charlotte." okay, go ahead with the match now. Like, and then the match just starts. Like, cool. Like that's one thing you can do before a match, I suppose. And so I did my thing where I keep time of each the time of each match, and this was, and the reason I hated this match is because this was exactly every single, I think, Raw match. It was just a long, drawn-out heat on the babyface, and then the babyface just somehow wins. This was a 7-minute match, and I counted Rhea Ripley got 56 seconds of offense. She got a little shot to begin the match, but then Shayna Baszler quickly takes control. And she just kind of, and then Shayna Baszler just kicks her ass for a little bit. Does this really dumb spot where she lifts the apron up off the canvas and puts Rhea Ripley's hand under it as if to trap her. And Rhea Ripley apparently can't just take her hand out. She literally sits there until Shayna Baszler stomps on it. And then she pulls it out like, oh, that hurts. So take your hand out there. So there's just this big, long, drawn-out heat. And then I'm going to turn the page around really quick. So there's big, long, drawn-out heat. And then Rhea Ripley gets a nice little comeback. But then, again, it lasts less than a minute before Shayna Baszler just takes all the momentum back. And then they cut to Nikki Ash, who's bouncing around like an idiot, just making just in case anyone started taking this seriously, you cut to Nikki Ash and make sure that we remember that this is all just a joke. And then Rhea Ripley goes down and she looks up and does the whole like bring it on thing to absolutely no pop. The crowd is dead silent, and it just makes this look really stupid because the crowd was just not into it. And then Nia does her thing. She goes and she flattens Nikki Ash, and I really liked it. That was my favorite part of the match, was watching Nikki Ash just get crushed. And then Shayna goes for a roll-up. Rhea Ripley counters with a roll-up 1, 2, 3. And that is how you get your – take notes, everybody. If you're starting a promotion, that's how you get your babyface over. Let them get their asses kicked for the entire match, then win by a fluke roll-up.
It worked for John Cena.
That gets them over strong like you cannot believe. Fluke roll-ups after getting your ass kicked. Rhea Ripley's a star. Just no. It's stupid. Dumb finish, dumb match. I didn't like it. This match, if you give these girls 15 minutes and no gimmicks at ringside and just nothing stupid happening, I bet they could have a great match. But this wasn't.
Who else? You know who else is a star? Shayna Baszler, and look what they're doing to her. It's really a travesty. I'm like to refer back to what happened before the pandemic era. Shayna Baszler squashed a whole elimination chamber. That was fantastic to watch. And now she's basically a sidekick to Nia. I don't even want to say her name. Nia Jax. I don't really care.
A lot more on her later, by the way.
A lot more.
Post match, Nia Jax hit a Samoan drop on Rhea Ripley, so now she's gotten two out of the 3 on her hit list.
But I just want to say I don't have much to say. I just hate what's happened to Shayna Baszler.
Before we go on to the next one, I just want to say kind of what you guys do. We've seen Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler at an NXT takeover. We would be like, oh my god, this might be the match of the year. Yeah. And now it's like when relegated to Raw, it's like this is just gonna be so bad that it's unwatchable now. It's sad, yeah. That's really all I have. It wasn't
bad. And again, I even wrote in my notes, I couldn't fully get into this match because 2 or 3 minutes in, I realized I've seen this match 1,000 times. I know exactly what's going to happen. Shayna's going to dominate for 90% of it. Then something crazy is going to happen ringside, and Shayna's going to inexplicably let it distract her, and she's going to get beat. And that's exactly what happened. And then so right after that, so we had a tag team match coming up, but right before that, we had a backstage promo from the Viking Raiders, and I don't care.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm not. I could care less.
They cut a little promo. I don't remember what they said verbatim, but they basically said
Wait. That's what.
Yeah, they're like raid. That's their new stupid thing.
I like it.
They basically said we're gonna kick some ass, and you guys are gonna see how good we are. Not those exact words. Some stupid Viking language, but yeah, they cut a promo, and now we had the Viking Raiders, a tag team nobody wants to see or care about.
I like them.
Against Jinder Mahal and Veer, a tag team that nobody cares about or wants to see. So altogether, we have a tag team match that nobody cares about or wants to see. And my first note, there's just no reason to have this match. Not because they aren't good, the Viking Raiders obviously are a great tag team. When they were War Machine on the Indies, they were one of, if not the best tag team in the business. And when you go to WWE, they just ruin you, and that's exactly what they did to them. So they've just been diluted to the point no one cares about them. Jinder Mahal and Veer, no one's ever cared about them. I don't know why. I don't know why they're being put on TV every week, because they get no crowd reaction and just nobody cares at all. And and it was, again, it wasn't a good match. But I was pleasantly surprised, because my first reaction when I saw Jinder making his entrance is, why is Veer his partner? Because Shanky's the huge one. That's who I'd pick as my partner. But Veer, I think Veer was my favorite person, and he's good. I like him. He's definitely got he's pretty green, but he's got really good intensity and athleticism, especially for his size. I liked what he did. He wasn't the MVP of the match, because Eric and Ivar are just better wrestlers. But yeah, he's who I was most impressed with, to be honest. But the match starts out. It's Ivar and Veer are the legal men to start, and the Viking Raiders worked this match as if they were the baby faces. Were so over, and everyone loved them. So, and again, I think this is the third week in a row that I'm talking about this. Long, drawn-out heat on Ivar, and nobody cares. You can't do multiple minutes of heat on a babyface that no one's going to cheer for, or else it just looks stupid. And the crowd was completely dead. Completely dead. And then they're doing Jinder and Veer, they're doing the double teaming where they're tagging in and out really quickly and just beating them up, and no one's reacting, which makes this match just insanely boring. And it leads to a kind of hot tag, I guess. And then they tag right back out, and Ivar does this big somersault off the apron, and somehow within 5 seconds, Jinder is perfectly fine and gets back in the ring just to lose and look like a complete moron. And thankfully, this match didn't go 5 minutes. The Viking Raiders won like everyone knew they would. It was very boring, and it changes absolutely nothing about anything. It doesn't change my opinion. Doesn't change the trajectory of Raw. Changes nothing as far as anything going on in an upcoming pay-per-view. It was just a match.
Yeah, this was this is basically a time filler. I wanted to see Shanky just because I like the word Shanky. I just think it's a great name. But other than that, I had no interest in this match. I can't see RK Bro versing the Viking Raiders. I can't see him versing Jinder and Veer. There's so much more. I'd rather see Mustafa Ali and Mansoor 10 times out of 10 over these two teams, if I'm being honest. So, I had really no interest in this match. It wasn't a good match. So I have nothing to honestly contribute to this.
I don't know why Jinder's on TV every week. It just makes me think that they have to have some sort of plan for him if he's going to be on TV every week, and he just had a match at SummerSlam. I'm sure he's going to have some sort of match. God, what's the September pay-per-view again? Extreme Rules. I'm sure just because he's on TV every week, he's going to have something in Extreme Rules, but it's just why? He's not even being used as he's not even really being used as enhancement talent, because the Viking Raiders aren't being set up to be enhanced to be anything. He's just kind of we need a match, so we're going to get somebody that's not very good in the ring. That's kind of all it is.
I disagree with you, Cody. I think the Viking Raiders will face RK Bro at some point. Not for a pay-per-view necessarily, but for why else would they have this though?
They might not be their next. They might not be the next. They might not be their next opponent, but there are only so many tag teams on Raw. They'll face the Raiders eventually.
I mean, true, but at the same time, I think RK Bro and Viking Raiders. It doesn't.
They might even face Jinder Mahal and Veer, because there's just no tag teams.
To be honest, yeah. If we're predicting a long title reign for RK Bro, who are they gonna face?
I can see them not defending the titles.
They won't.
That's stupid then.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna.
WWE.
But still, no. They have a tag team right there they can face. They're gonna do it. Yeah.
They're not gonna defend it every pay-per-view. I'm sure.
I'm not saying they're gonna defend it every.
It's the tag team division. WWE doesn't give a shit.
I don't have much to say. I like the Viking Raiders. That's about it.
I like the Viking Raiders, but they're not being used properly. Surprise, surprise. What else is new? WWE.
Let's move on from the.
Moving on. So remember when I said to make a mental note that they have two massive main events for the show? Well, the first main event came less than an hour into the show. So that's what I wanted. Because obviously we know what a main event is. It's the match that goes on last. It's the match that everyone comes for. Why is one of the main events coming like 45 minutes into the show? It makes no goddamn sense. But anyway, I buried the lead a little bit on that. But the next match was the triple threat for the United States Championship, which was Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Damien Priest, and I'm gonna let you guys take the lead on this one.
I liked it a lot. I think it was like a pay-per-view caliber match. They get the minutes, 2 commercial breaks during it, which was surprising because I don't expect to have that long of a match on Monday Night Raw. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised by the finish. I did not expect Drew to get pinned clean. I was like, what? Not Sheamus, Drew. So that makes me think he's moving on to SmackDown, which is a lot of things. Cody, what are you making this face for?
That's interesting.
This is Drew.
How's it interesting?
Is this an interesting thing you have since Drew got pinned? He's moving to SmackDown.
Well, they don't have anything else for him over there, and plus they want to push Drew more. Obviously, SmackDown is the better show. They're gonna put him there. They're gonna put all their good wrestlers in SmackDown.
Yeah, but they can't like money reasons. They can't put like all their marquee people on SmackDown.
Well, they're not. That's why some of them are gonna get hoed.
Just said they're gonna put all their good people on SmackDown.
Okay, some of them are gonna get hoed and put it on Raw, and I'll talk about that another time. But I feel like Drew is gonna go to SmackDown and have a title thing with Roman, in my opinion. At around Survivor Series or around that time, or TLC. But this match was great. Great spots. Do I have anything in my notes? Go ahead, Cody. I might have something.
So the first time I watched this match, I was not really impressed. I just can't get under like Damien Priest's wrestling style. It just doesn't fit what I like. But the second time around, I watched it. I actually like sat down and depth watched it and actually really liked the match. These are 3 good wrestlers, even though I hate Drew McIntyre. I think he should literally like go out on leave for like a year.
You need to stop hating. You are a hater.
I agree.
Oh,
I'm not a hater. I'm just sick of Drew McIntyre being shoved down our throats.
And who am I sick of? I'll remember it later, but I remember there's somebody I hate and you guys like him. Oh, I'm sick of Matt Riddle. How about that, huh? Matt Riddle, I'm sick of him with his stupid promos.
Who's more over right now, Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle?
I think Drew McIntyre is more over. I think
Drew McIntyre is more over than Matt Riddle right now.
If they give him the right push, Okay.
Drew McIntyre is more over for the right reasons. Matt Riddle is over for the absolute wrong reasons, and by that I mean,
hey, over is over.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, over is over.
I was gonna say I don't consider it necessarily over when it's over because you entertain people because you're so stupid. I think no one likes him. No one likes him in a not ironic way, and I think that doesn't necessarily make that's
okay. I'll disagree with that because I do like some stupid characters like R-Truth, and it's like technically a stupid character, but I love R-Truth.
You know what? You can. I don't think you can like R-Truth's character and not like Matt Riddle's because it's basically the same. I'm really stupid and Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm an adult that acts like a 5-year-old. That's both characters. They do it in different ways.
But Matt Riddle's
funny.
No, he's not. He's funny.
He is.
Anyway, we'll have time. We'll have time.
Let me get back before I was rudely interrupted. I was giving a compliment to the match that Drew McIntyre was in, and just because I don't like Drew, I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. I just can't stand his what's his gimmick?
He's a folk. I'm telling you this every week. He's a folk hero. What is there not to understand?
His gimmick is the Scottish War.
He's a folk hero. I don't know why you don't understand. Do you not read literature?
It's not good.
In no folk literature, I've never read about Drew McIntyre in folk literature.
Yeah,
that's what you mean.
I just think I had hope earlier in the year after he lost at WrestleMania, and then he lost at WrestleMania Backlash that he was going to turn into a guy that was he had a string of bad luck, and he was just going to start beasting through people when he was in NXT. They were going to make him go on a losing streak, and then he was just going to turn heel. Drew McIntyre needs to be a heel.
No.
I think he's a lot better as a heel. You got no way.
But, okay, I have a question as a heel. What is his characteristics?
Scottish psychopath. He's the Scottish
the
psychopath.
psychopath.
You know how many
he's a-
gimmicks we had that? We had that with Snitsky, we had that with Kane, we had that with a bunch of other people. Big guys. Like, psychopath. That's the dumbest.
Are you comparing?
That's the dumbest comparison.
Are you comparing heel Drew McIntyre to heel Kane, the Devil's favorite demon?
So
Are you saying-
you said psychopath, and that's
what
I
they called
referred
him.
to.
They called
the
him
big
the
guy
Scottish
psychopath who just beats up.
Then
Who
okay,
else?
now
Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan.
Well, now he's just a big guy that panders to the crowd and wins matches all the time.
He's
We
a
have
folk
million of those.
hero.
He's not a folk
You can't
hero.
just say he's a folk hero and have that be like
He
the end all
panders to the
be all.
crowd. Yeah, isn't that what baby faces do though?
That's what, and I hate those types of baby faces.
But they're all that's what they're gonna have. That's what all the baby.
I'm saying like this.
All the
Like, when
baby.
Drew
That's why they are
McIntyre
baby faces.
when Drew McIntyre cuts a promo, I hear no reaction to anything he says at all. He's not a baby face that's like, oh my god, he's super over. I love him so much. Like, he's just there.
He wasn't first.
He was at first, but they shoved him down so much that he's.
That's the thing, and that's the thing WWE does not understand is when we say we want Drew, we don't mean we want to see Drew 24/7. We want him to beat all of our favorite heels, and we want him to. When Drew got over as a heel, no one can deny he got over when he was a heel, which doesn't mean don't turn him babyface, but it means make him the same guy but a babyface. Don't have him come in the next week smiling and like hugging kids and kissing them on the forehead. That's stupid. Have him be the same, like have him be a heel with a chip on his shoulder, and that's what makes him a babyface. That's different. That makes him a baby. That makes him a babyface, but the same guy that everyone liked and wants to see pushed.
Going back to the match, I do like the match. I do like that Damien Priest looked pretty strong, even though like he was getting beat up most of the match. He looked pretty strong at the end by pinning Drew McIntyre. That's a big win for him. No matter how much I hate Drew McIntyre, it's still a huge win. He pinned the folk hero, right, Dom?
You better just keep going because I'm just gonna.
I would hope that now Damien Priest can move on to something not involving Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Hopefully, because
he's gonna stick with Drew.
Sheamus. He's being Sheamus. He's being Drew. Like
in a triple threat.
He still pinned Drew McIntyre.
I mean, it's not like it was a one-on-one match. It's a bit different.
That's why I think he's not done with Sheamus.
He's not done with Drew. They shook hands. That's gonna lead up to something.
And we'll see.
I was hoping he'd give him a headbutt, but
I was cheering for the heel turn. I was cheering. We didn't get it, unfortunately. I didn't really think we'd get it, but thought we would.
That's normal.
I didn't get to say my thoughts on the match.
Yeah,
fine. Go ahead and tell me how much you hate Drew too.
I'm not going to talk about how much I hate Drew because I just kind of talked about it for a little bit. But yeah, I thought the match was fine. I can't get over how I just don't like it's true. Cody's right. Damien Priest got very over at the end. He looked great at that finish was awesome. The Claymore on Sheamus, I was really scared. I really in the back of my mind, I'm like, Damien Priest is going to win, but I don't put it past them to put the title on Drew. And when he hit the Claymore on Sheamus, I was like, oh God, no, it's happening. And then I don't even know what to call the counter when Damien Priest comes up and Drew flips up like he's going to give him a power slam. But then Damien Priest lands on his feet behind him, already hooked up for his reckoning finish. That was so cool. That was so fucking cool. So pinning Drew, I'm not just saying this because I hate Drew, but I think pinning Drew got Damien Priest a lot more over because you can't deny that Damien Priest is a Damien Priest. Drew McIntyre is, first of all, a better wrestler than Sheamus and also presented as a lot harder to pin.
Better wrestler than Sheamus? I'm not sure about that.
I agree. I'll say this. I like the character of Sheamus more than Drew, okay? It's not that I don't like the folk hero, Drew. I like the character.
Yeah. But in any, no matter what you think of who's a better wrestler, based on the way that they're presented, you can't deny that pinning Drew McIntyre is a lot bigger deal than
I agree.
Yeah. But before the finish, I hate how they're booking Damien Priest in his matches. He's getting his ass kicked for the entire match. Even though he ended up getting over strong, I think he can't just be getting ping-ponged around the entire time. So it starts off, and everyone knew it was going to start off with Drew and Damien Priest ganging up on Sheamus. That was a given. And they go to break, and after a double team where Sheamus ended up getting thrown over the barricade, they go to break. And I wrote, They go to break. There is no way that Sheamus is not on offense when they come back because it's WWE. They always fix it so that somehow we're supposed to believe that he took control of the match. And they come back, and I was right. And guess who Sheamus is beating the shit out of? Damien Priest. The champ's there's just horrible booking of a champion that every time there's a confrontation, Damien Priest is getting his ass kicked until the finish. But anyway, my biggest problem with the match was the three-way spot in the corner that was just super contrived with Drew and Damien Priest are fighting, and Drew gets like hit back and he's laying in the tree of woe, and then like Sheamus comes up and starts punching Damien Priest, and Drew's just laying there in between them and nothing's being done about it. And it just looks ridiculous because he's. I
still like the spot.
He's laying. It's a cool spot, but if you've been watching Drew McIntyre, like from his days in Impact, I knew exactly what was going to happen. He was laying there so that Sheamus would go up on the second rope and he can sit up because he's got really good core strength and give him a German suplex. He's been doing that since he was Drew Galloway in Impact, so it was really obvious. It was obvious before Sheamus even got up on the ropes. That's exactly what's happening. So
but I'll argue that real quick because we got to move on soon. You can say a lot about different wrestlers' spots, though. Like the setup is very clear, and you know what's gonna happen. So I feel like it's not very right to.
But this one in particular just looked ridiculous because Drew was hanging upside down, and Damien Priest and Sheamus were both pretending like he wasn't. Like they were pretending like he was 10 feet away when he was right in between both of them, hanging upside down. I thought it just looked really stupid. But it was a cool spot, and yeah, like I said, overall, I think it was the off the top of my head best match on Raw this night. Right guy won. I think right guy got pinned. Nothing other than Damien Priest's in like booking for the first 10 minutes of the match. No problem with it.
Yeah.
One more thing. It's gonna I hate Damien Priest's little thing. I hate it. Little arrow thing. I don't like it.
They don't even call him the Archer of Infamy anymore, so there's no reason for him to do it.
I don't like the archery. I like when he does like the rock and roll thing when the music drops. He's just like, yeah.
All right, move on. I just want to put that out there. I cringe.
So the next thing we got was a video package from Goldberg, and I don't know if anyone caught this. I wrote Byron Saxton's a complete fucking idiot because they pitched to the interview, and as it's fading from the announcers to the package, Byron Saxton goes, beating up someone's son is disgusting, as if he thought he was supposed to carry on the conversation with the announcers, as if he didn't know what the hell was going on the program that he is commentating on. Because usually as they're fading, one of the other announcers kind of goes like, shut up, because he's not supposed to be talking right there because there is an interview that's happening. But we all know that Byron Saxton's a complete dumbass and sucks at his job, but as do every babyface WWE announcer, not named Pat McAfee. But it's Goldberg, and they ask him, Goldberg, how are you feeling? And he's like, I have surgery coming up, but fuck Bobby Lashley, blah blah blah. And then the big thing was, I don't care about the WWE Championship. I want Bobby Lashley's soul. I didn't like this.
You're gonna have a rematch.
Only because I think this plants the seed that Goldberg is probably the next time they fight, non-title or not. I think it sounds like Goldberg's going to beat him. And I think even if it's non-title in Saudi Arabia, I think it's stupid. Because Bobby Lashley can't be taking pins in title or non-title matches, especially to a 54-year-old guy that's retired and everyone knows can't wrestle. Couldn't wrestle when he was in his prime. Definitely can't wrestle when he's 54.
I'll tell you this is what's going to happen.
Uh-oh.
I don't know anything, but this is what I'm predicting right now. Right?
Uh-oh.
Bobby Lashley's going to
I can't hear a word you're saying.
You can't hear me?
Me.
I can hear Cody fine.
Hello. Can you still not hear me?
Okay, now I can. Was that my internet that was crazy?
Yeah. I could hear him fine.
All right, so this is what's going to happen. Bobby Lashley's going to have a title match against somebody randomly. I don't know who it is. Bobby Lashley's going to beat that person. After the match, Goldberg's going to attack Bobby Lashley. Big E's going to cash in. Big E's your new champion, and then Bobby Lashley and Goldberg will fight at like the next pay-per-view. That's what will happen.
Get Goldberg away from him.
I'm not even gonna.
That September 1st, 2021. I made this prediction.
Oh my god! I forgot to do my hot take segment little poster thing. I'll do it next time, but next time I'll put hot take.
Okay.
But I don't have anything to say about this really. I don't really care for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't care what's going on with Goldberg, but I just want him away from Bobby Lashley. But anyway, the next thing we got was a fun little 24/7. I have the exact same note that I did last week. 24/7 title segment. Reggie is awesome. There's nothing else to say about any 24/7 title segment other than Reggie is awesome.
It was pretty long for usual.
It was pretty long, but same thing it always was. Reggie bounced around like a ninja, avoiding R-Truth and Akira Tozawa dressed up as a dog.
Sick him, dog.
It was fun. It was fun. Reggie's cool. That's it.
It's my favorite segment of each Monday, to be honest. So I can't complain.
It's always good. It's hard to do that wrong, and
I like this a lot better than when it'll be like in the middle of the show and all of a sudden the champion runs out from backstage and there's 20 people chasing him as if they've just kind of been chasing each other around backstage the whole time. I like this a lot better than that.
I want to see that though. I want to see that again. I wanted to see that in the beginning of the Monday Night Raw, just everyone chasing Reggie. That'd be funny.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so going from a segment that was good to a segment that was really, really, really bad, we had the much anticipated grudge match of Eva Marie versus Dewdrop. I wrote gross. And then I wrote the bell. Once the bell rings, I'm going to count to 30. And if it's still going, I'm going to be done. And it really helped that the bell never rang for this match because Dewdrop attacked Eva Marie before the bell and then Eva Marie couldn't compete. I'm
fine with that. Whatever.
But then it goes on to make no sense and be stupid because Dewdrop announces herself the winner of a match that never happened. Dumb. And then she's all celebrating and the babyface announcers are telling her how awesome it is to just beat the shit out of somebody for no reason. What a babyface to beat someone up before the bell. It's so, like Byron Saxton saying oh, this is so great. I'm so she deserves to have done that. It's why are you announcing it as a good thing that she just beat someone up before the bell? For no reason, mind you. For no reason did she beat her up before the bell. She just did it to be stupid. She did it to be stupid and for the match to not happen.
I mean, that's a baby face in my book because we didn't have to see Eva Marie wrestle.
I mean,
they're gonna have a rematch, unfortunately.
I do.
But whatever.
So I have nothing to say about this match, but the only thing I do have to say is that every match that was advertised from last week's Raw, none of them happened.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the what I was saying earlier in the show that Vince McMahon just scrapped up the plans. And that's one of the reasons we didn't see a lot of those matches, which I was a little bit anticipating. I was anticipating Miz versus Morrison and Lashley versus Sheamus.
I wasn't anticipating that match because I just think it's going to be for a pay-per-view. But they're going to have it for a pay-per-view. We'll get to John Morrison.
Yeah, anyway, so we immediately go into Karrion Kross versus Humberto Carrillo. And, Karrion Kross, it's this weird thing they're doing. And they've done this with a lot of people where they call them up before they have a real plan for them. So they say to themselves, we're going to get them over by just having them squash people every week, which isn't a bad thing. Karrion Kross wins this match in less than 5 minutes, exactly as he should have. But they did this with the Viking Raiders when they got called up. They did this with Nia Jax when she got called up. They did this with Braun Strowman when he got away from the Wyatt family. And Ryback, where every week they come out and they squash somebody, which is fine until you kind of overstay your welcome with it. And they're kind of starting to overstay their welcome with Karrion Kross. I don't need to see him do this 5 weeks in a row where he just comes out and squashes somebody. That doesn't matter. If you're going to keep having him squash people, have the caliber of opponent slowly go up. We know he's going to beat Humberto Carrillo, and he should. But he's not going to get over beating people that we know he should beat. That's just my big thing. I think they think they're doing good by him, but I think they're doing him a huge disservice by kind of continuing to do the same boring thing with him every week.
I have nothing else to add on what you said.
The only thing I have is that I have top three of my least favorite wrestlers in WWE. They're all in Raw. Karrion Kross is number 3. Drew McIntyre is number 2. We'll get to number 1 soon.
I think number 1's probably going to come up quicker than you think. But I actually have one more note on this match. I think the booking of the match was insanely counterproductive, and I think this match really highlighted that neither of these guys knows how to effectively lay out a match, or the agents, whoever was agenting this match or booking this match, needs to be fired, because I counted and Humberto Carrillo kicked out 5 times. He kicked out of 5 moves, and Karrion Kross literally went for a cover like every time he hit anything. And I think that really cheapens his look. Because it's bad enough. Like, obviously, no one's kicking out of his finisher. That's just insane. But you also can't have Humberto Carrillo kicking out, even if it's just on clotheslines, because most of his kickouts were on clotheslines. But you want to put over his non-finishing moves also as being relatively strong. So having him kick out 5 times, I think, is insanely counterproductive. I think for Karrion Kross looking strong, he would have been better off just not having a match than having this match.
Yeah.
Now it's the big one. It's the one we've all. I want Cody to start this one because I'm really excited to hear what he has to say about this. Charlotte Flair versus who I'm gonna guess is that number 1 wrestler you hate, Nia Jax. Go for it.
Okay, so.
No.
Okay, first off, let me say, I despise Nia Jax as a human, as a wrestler, as an overall species on this earth. So, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's a shoot match. Like she's dropping her on her head on purpose." No, Nia Jax just sucks at wrestling. She sucks. She needs to find a new job. She needs to call her cousin The Rock and say, "Hey, do you have any movie parts? Because I can't do this anymore because I am utter trash." And it's a shame that she's probably going to get a championship match now. It's really ridiculous. Oh, God.
This match was so bad. This is one of the worst matches, all things considered, that I have ever seen on Raw. My gosh, it's beyond words. It's beyond. She almost killed Charlotte on 2 separate occasions on a backdrop. On one of her backdrops, Charlotte landed straight on her shoulder, and she's like, she's already hurt Charlotte before and put Charlotte on the shelf. She was gonna do it again. And when people say that this was a shoot match or a work shoot, I don't necessarily. No one can say with certainty, except for Charlotte and Nia Jax, whether this was a shoot or not. But I will say, I think there definitely was because there was a part of this match, and I rewatched just this part that looked like they had never wrestled before. Because like Charlotte slaps her in the face, and then they literally, I'm not even joking, like go back and watch it. They literally get into a spot where they basically go like, "Dude, like this thing." I did
rewatch it. I'll get into that.
Like insanely sloppy part, and then Charlotte bounces off the ropes. Charlotte goes off the ropes, comes back, and she had to stop because like Nia didn't know what to do. There was like a 3 or 4 minute part of this match where it looked like neither of them had ever wrestled before. It was
shocking. Nia doesn't look like she knows how to wrestle.
And she, even more impressive than how bad Nia was in this match is she made Charlotte look bad. She made Charlotte Flair wrestle horribly, and that's insane. I've never seen Charlotte look this bad. And then the worst part of it was she lost. Nia Jax pinned her clean. Off a sloppy power bomb, which, okay, I'm not being sexist, but I'm gonna say, if a female superstar is gonna do a power bomb, it needs to be a sit out power bomb because Charlotte didn't. Because when Charlotte goes down, the ring didn't move. She didn't like when Batista would hit a Batista bomb, or like when Keith Lee hits a Spirit bomb. Since they're sit out, you see the ring bounce, and the wrestlers bounce.
Yeah,
Charlotte landed and she stayed there. It doesn't look nearly as impactful. So Nia if she's going to do a power bomb, she needs to do it sit out so the ring actually bounces. But yeah,
you think Nia Jax can do a sit out power bomb?
No, I don't.
She doesn't even use her legs when she wrestles.
No, and she went. You guys remember the leg drop that she went for that Charlotte rolled out of the way on?
Yeah.
That's such a basic move, a leg drop, that I could stand up right now and do a better leg drop than she.
Do it.
I'm not going to land on the floor. But if you watch it, she doesn't jump. She did not jump. She literally just took both her legs out from under her. Like this high off. How is someone this non-athletic?
You know who she reminds me of? Like a female version of King Mabel, like Wrestle.
Yeah. How is a professional athlete this non-athletic? It blows my mind. And you know what the stupidest part of this was, other than Nia winning?
What?
Where was Alexa Bliss?
Oh, I know, and I'll get into that.
Because she's the one that interrupted Charlotte's promo last week. I thought for this whole time, I'm thinking this is leading towards a Charlotte Flair victory, because why would she ever lose to someone as god-awful as Nia Jax? It's going to lead to her winning, and then Alexa Bliss coming out and probably saying one more random word and leaving. And
well,
which begs the question, which was the pointless one? Like which served zero purpose, the Alexa Bliss interruption or this match? Because Charlotte can only have one opponent. If it's Nia Jax, then the Alexa Bliss thing was stupid. If it's Alexa Bliss, then this match was stupid. It's one of them. Time will tell.
I was gonna say she was on the card actually. She just got cut by Vince McMahon because she said on Twitter, what's it today? It was on Tuesday, 10 a.m. 22. I didn't miss Raw. I was there very much, and she just had a backstage promo or something like that, a segment, and she was cut. So she was on the show. I think she would have addressed the Charlotte thing. I'm not quite sure, but she was quite there.
But man, Vince is just.
Also, Nia Jax is not a professional athlete. She's a professional relative. That's what we're gonna call her.
I was gonna go back to the Nia Jax before we move on real quick, but from what we watched the thing today before we got on, like around 7ish, so it can be fresh in my mind. And it seemed that after Nia rough handled Charlotte so much, Charlotte like stepped on Nia really roughly, and then it turns out that then they had their confrontation, and then when they smacked each other, and then Nia's like, "Oh, you sure you want to do this?" or something like that, and then Charlotte chopped, and Nia no-sold it, and then they got around to it again, but it was just very bad. It doesn't seem like there's a bad blood afterwards in the back, but it's just.
I hope after that match, Charlotte went directly to Vince McMahon and be like, "I'm not wrestling her ever again."
I hope so.
If you put me in a match with her, I'm not showing up. Sorry.
I'm not. So far, I know nothing really happened afterwards backstage from the reports I got from.
But I don't know if you're gonna get that much of a.
Well, you hear more than you're supposed to in the wrestling world.
Yeah, but still, if it's involving interaction with Vince McMahon, I don't.
Maybe.
Remember when Brock Lesnar freaked out on he threw the title at Vince, and it was
we saw that.
Yeah, but you didn't hear about that until it came out.
Yeah, that's not true.
But anyway, let's move on because we're getting pretty close to an hour. So the next thing we get a John Morrison backstage promo where he says, "Oh, Miz, turns out the Miz, he's not come for whatever reason. Like Miz isn't coming, and I want to prove that I'm the bigger man. So I went to Vince McMahon or whoever he went to, and I wanted a match with the biggest human being I know, and that's you." And we pan to Amos. John Morrison asked for a match with Amos.
What?
He wasn't given a match with Amos. He asked for it, which then leads to John Morrison versus Amos, a match that John Morrison asked for. Again, he got to choose his opponent. He chose Amos. He got beat by Amos in 2 minutes.
This was a bad match.
I guess we are now supposed to believe that John Morrison is a complete bumbling idiot. And yeah, all I came out of this thinking was, oh, okay, so John Morrison's an idiot. And no one should take him seriously because he chose to challenge Amos and he lost in 2 minutes. This was stupid. This served no purpose. This didn't put me in John Morrison's corner in this Miz feud. This didn't even build him up as like a credible challenger to anybody.
Nope.
This makes me not want to see the Miz Morrison match at all. This serves zero purpose other than burying John Morrison. Completely burying him.
The thing about it is I was looking at it, I'm like, okay. First, I messaged you guys. I'm like, okay, I think I'm off the Amos train because Amos looked awful. And I was like, okay.
Flipping surprise.
Throughout the weeks, I was like, okay, there has to be some upside. And then I watched this match. I'm like,
I think I said almost. It's not good.
But I've been saying the upside from him for weeks now. And then I went to the chat. I'm like, I think I'm done with him. Yep. And I watched the match. I'm like, not even John Morrison looks good. Like he looks like doesn't even look like a good wrestler. That's
the only thing John Morrison did of note in this match was botch his parkour move off the steps.
Like it was all around disgusting. I think this was my least favorite match I have seen.
It was stupid.
Together with us reviewing these episodes, my least favorite match from all of them. Even worse than Nia Jax against Charlotte, because at least that one was
mean,
That
nothing's
one,
worth
at least,
Mine-
at least that
mine's
one we
still,
can talk about like interesting, like with the shoot thing. This one had nothing of substance, nothing.
Mine's still Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. And
No,
I don't know,
I'd rather watch
it's hard
her
to beat
with the
that.
doll than this crap.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat that one. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Cody.
it was bad. I think John Morrison's character is kind of an idiot to begin
Yeah,
with.
that's the point.
I think that's really the point, but like this was just stupid.
But we already have an idiot on the show. We already
More
have
idiots.
and his name's Matt Riddle.
No, you leave Matt.
We already have one idiot that we would fully believe would ask for a match against Amos, and that's Matt Riddle. Especially considering that Matt Riddle is currently in a feud with AJ and Amos. But yeah, John Morrison, it came off as even more stupid, even for John Morrison standards.
I'd rather see not Omos wrestle ever again. But
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'd rather have
Also in the middle, so this match went through. Somehow they found a way to make a 2-minute match go through a break, and I doubt you guys saw it, but I was watching the breaks just because I would take notes during the break. And there was a Snickers commercial that reminded, and with Bianca Belair and the Street Profits.
yeah.
So my note on this is there's a Snickers commercial that reminded me that the Street Profits are a complete joke and two complete fucking idiots. And I'm glad WWE decided to remind us all that they're dumb because I almost forgot that they were a thing. But now I remember them and exactly what they are, and they're complete morons. So I'm glad they broadcasted that to the entire world that the Street Profits are stupid.
I don't like.
I think this is the part of the show where Dom kept getting Nutrisystem commercials. Like,
yes. Oh my god.
I'll give you the rundown. So Bianca Belair is like in the kitchen, and Montez Ford comes in from like the grocery store. I got the stuff off the shopping list because I guess they're gonna have like host a dinner or something. And Bianca pulls out like one Snickers. She goes, "How is one Snickers gonna feed like this many people?" He's like, he holds up the shopping list. You told me to. You told me to only get one Snickers, but literally what is like one Snickers, like two milk, as like listing the number of things. Like list, yeah. So like it was literally like item number 1 is Snickers, item number 2 like is milk, and Montez Ford was like, I thought that meant I was only supposed to get 1 Snickers and 2 milks, and he's like, oh no, and here the payoff for the whole commercial was for him to go, so I guess when it says 12 toilet paper, that didn't mean, and then D'Angelo Dawkins comes in like falls over with all his toilet paper all over the place.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. Main event, right?
We still have something.
No, because after the match, Xavier Woods came out. Another guy. He's like Jinder Mahal with me. Why is this guy always
number 4 on my list? Number 4.
Hey, I like.
Yeah, another guy.
Yeah,
don't worry. I don't have a lot to say on this, and I'll tell you why. But Xavier Woods is another guy like me for Jinder. Why is this guy always on TV when he doesn't actually have a feud? And here was the thing for me. I knew this match was probably going to be good because AJ Styles is amazing. And say what you want about how annoying Xavier Woods is. He can wrestle a little bit.
He can.
So this match, I knew it was going to be good. But you know what? At this point, we were like 2.5 hours into this show. I didn't have the energy to sit through a match that had no ramifications on anything. So I didn't I was still in front of the TV. I didn't leave the room or anything. But I didn't really pay too much attention to it. It was literally like I was on my phone listening for the finish, and I looked up. AJ gets the tap out with the calf crusher. That's all I got. I did not have the energy to pay attention to this match.
I just wanted to point out this was from the SummerSlam review, maybe irrelevant now, but Lily Doll is the WWE shop's most popular item.
God damn it!
That's all I wanted to say. So I was.
She's not going anywhere. That's
I was right.
So she's not going anywhere. I'm glad to know that we get Alexa Bliss for probably.
I was right. Okay. This match was good. I liked the finish with the tap out. I enjoyed it. Watching it.
I feel like the tap out took a little too long. He had him in the calf crusher for almost like a minute. Like,
he was close to the rope too.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I thought he was gonna get to the rope at one point. It was like, just end it. He was like,
I was gonna say sometimes we have to watch the alternative to this. He's so close. He got it. But at
the same time, it's like AJ Styles is a former world champion, and Xavier Woods is.
So is Jinder Mahal.
And Xavier Woods isn't. Xavier Woods is tag team champion.
Hey, like it. What?
And the third best member. Third best member. Okay, third best member of not the greatest stable of all time.
Not even a top.
I
not
never
even
said
top
this great.
five,
I
not top
never.
five,
I never
not
said
top five,
that.
not
I
top
never
five,
said
not
that.
top five, not top five.
But no, because WWE, I don't know what announcer did it, but the greatest stable of all time, the New Day. I'm like, no.
I think it's a tag team. I don't think
Gross.
it's a stable.
Yeah, it was tag team, but that was gross. But that's a
Yeah.
different discussion for a different day. We still have a main event to get through on this. So after the match, kind of like with Rhea Ripley at the beginning of the show, the people, the participants in the tag match in this match haven't even left yet, and already RK Bro comes in to have the tag match. So Xavier Woods, I don't know when the hell he leaves. He just kind of like leaves, I guess, during the commercial break, and then AJ Styles and Moss, they're like, the dumb thing they did was, oh well, what are they have to come on commentary now. It's like, no, they can still walk away. Like nothing's stopping them from just leaving. But if you want them on commentary, fine. Nothing wrong with that. All that means is this tag match is just probably going to be a DQ because they're going to interfere. But we get RK Bro versus Lashley and MVP for the Raw Tag Team Championship. And you guys know I'm a huge Randy Orton fan. Guess what my favorite interplay in this match was?
Randy Orton. Something was Randy Orton.
It was Lashley and Matt Riddle.
Oh.
No. You know what I came out of this match really wanting to like legitimately wanting to see? A Lashley Matt Riddle one-on-one match, like legit worked one-on-one match.
And you probably will. I mean, work. I don't know.
They had one where Matt Riddle
for the title.
They had one where Matt Riddle got squashed.
But didn't Lashley beat Riddle for the United States Championship?
No, Riddle won in the triple threat, I thought.
Oh yeah.
I want to see, but what I meant is I want to see them in like where their gimmicks are stripped and can have like a legit like 15-minute one-on-one match, because they both got the legit pedigree. So they actually work. I thought they worked really well together. You know, like obviously when I came into this match, I thought my favorite interplay was going to be Lashley and Randy because they're my two favorite guys on Raw. Randy's my favorite guy in the business, but Matt Riddle, you know what? I hate him on the mic. I want his mouth sewn shut. But in the ring, I like him in the ring. I think he's really good in the ring, and especially when you put him in there with another guy that works the same way. Like Lashley has a lot of power moves, obviously, but at Lashley's core, he's an MMA guy, and so is Matt Riddle. So they had really unexpected, but really solid chemistry with each other. It was good back and forth. I thought my only thing about the match was the beginning of the match. They had an extended heat spot on MVP, which I thought was interesting considering that MVP was the heel and RK Bro the baby faces. That was kind of reverse. Another note that I wanted to make was at the beginning of the show, MVP is wearing a Hurt Business chain, and in this match, he's wearing an MVP chain. So why doesn't he just throw away the Hurt Business chain? He's always wearing the MVP chain. It'll actually be something that makes sense. But anyway, that's just why make sense? This is Raw. But and then another thing that happened that didn't make sense was another point. Amos interfered. He got it from commentary, and it was this really weird thing where AJ is like almost giving commands like an owner would to his dog, like "Go, Amos, go." And Amos does, Amos interferes right in front of the referee. Somehow it's not a DQ. I don't know how the hell it wasn't. I don't know how it wasn't a DQ, but it wasn't a DQ. And then eventually Matt Riddle hits the floating bro on MVP for the win. I think this was, this is the right decision. Not just for RK Bro to win, but for MVP to take the pin, obviously, because you want Lashley in a tag team loss. You still want Lashley, since he's your champion, to look good, and they definitely made sure to make all of that for naught at the end, because the visual we got at the end. So Lashley attacks after the match, as heels do, and then Randy hits an RKO on Lashley to end the show. So no better way to close a show than with your champion laying. Always a great thing. So when I said they ended the match in the best possible way with MVP taking the pin so Lashley could look strong, made sure to make Lashley look pretty weak to close the show. But good match, solid match.
So I enjoyed the match. We had the greatest wrestler of all time, Matt Riddle, performing.
You better stop.
So, Stone Cold who, The Rock who, Kurt Angle who, Matt Riddle. Okay. No, I did like the match. I did like that. Obviously, MVP took the pin. I think we all expected him to take the pin, or a DQ or something. That Omos thing was like, what is going on here? Like, he's literally, the ref is just like, oh, okay. Let's go.
Because technically he was only attacking the not legal man. That's
yeah. I can see this forming to a Randy Orton Bobby Lashley match. Just because like I said, I don't think the champions are going to be defended all that much. And you need Bobby Lashley to have an opponent for the upcoming. And Crown Jewel's coming up, and if Goldberg's not ready, Bobby Lashley is Randy Orton is a suitable person to go against him, because we know they like the older guys, and Randy's the youngest of the old guys. So, I did like this match. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
I'm done talking about Raw, to be honest. It was a fine match.
Yeah. Assuming we're all done with Raw, so this was, if I can close it up, Raw sucked as it usually does. Between this Raw and last week's Raw, they were both equally horrible, but I actually, if we're ignoring how many rematches there were and going just on the quality, I almost think I'd rather watch this show again.
I'd watch this week than last week.
I don't know.
Whereas last week was a complete pile of shit, I think they drastically improved this week to complete and utter nonsense. So that's improved.
The only thing I would change this week with last week is less Nia Jax.
Yeah. Here's the other big thing. Last week we had 41 minutes and 40 seconds of bell-to-bell action in a 3-hour show. This week it was up to 58:50. So we had nearly when you say a 3-hour show, they only get what, 45 minutes per hour the rest of commercials. So all things considered, you had almost an hour on what really is, when it's only their airtime, probably like 2.5 hours. I'd still like to see more, but it was fine. There wasn't as much stupid promo garbage or dumb backstage nonsense. There was more wrestling, and as a wrestling, when you tune into a wrestling show, what more could you ask for than more wrestling? So in that aspect, I think it was good. But everything else was bad, except for just the 2 matches we talked about. Everything else was bad.
All right.
Let's move over to Dynamite.
All right, let's transition.
Oh yes, all fresh in our minds, because it just ended an hour ago.
I can't believe we talked for that shitty Raw for an hour.
There's so many things to talk about because it's a 3-hour show. There's just too much going on.
There we go.
I'll start with the AEW. It was FTR versus, I can't remember the other team.
Santana and Ortiz.
Okay, so I did like this match. I don't like the story about Cash getting hurt and then it being it made that seem like FTR was the baby faces, which they obviously weren't, right?
No, exactly, yeah.
So this match was good. It's probably the best best match of the night, I would say, because FTR is probably like a top 2, top 3 tag team in the world.
They're the best. Number 1. It's not even close to number 1.
Oh, well, I mean.
Oh, okay.
If you're about to say RK Bro is number 1 just to fuck with
No.
I was always number 1 has always been the Usos to me, but they don't really wrestle that many caliber of good tag teams, so you can't really see it. But when the Usos are in a feud where there's good wrestling, they're very good. But I like the match. I didn't like the finish. I don't know. I would rather have FTR pick up the win. They're coming back. Santana and Ortiz were like, oh my, was this so I don't watch AEW like crazy, but is this like a huge upset?
So I kind of expected Santana and Ortiz to win because they did just fight at a pay-per-view where I believe FTR won. So this was kind of their get-even match. So I'm sure it's going to lead to probably a match either at All Out or probably on Dynamite next week or something as the rubber match. So I expected it's not a huge upset, but it was for me it was the expected outcome.
They were acting like their faces acted like they literally just won the World Series.
I really enjoyed this match. This was my favorite match. I just want to talk about how AEW does tag team matches so right. The past week, last month or the past month, the tag team matches have been outstanding. You can't tell me we have had a better one of tag team.
I'll say they do tag team match. They do not do 6-man tags, right?
I agree. They don't do multi tag.
I think WWE runs 6 tag teams way better than AEW does.
I'll give you that one. I'm just talking about tag teams here, though. I like the dives. They did early on. They did Santana and Ortiz did some really awesome dives. They were great. I really like the spot where FTR picked up. I believe it was Santana for a double suplex, and then Ortiz speared and
Ooh, I
Santana.
like that, yeah.
That was very good.
I made a note of that I thought because that led to a 2 count roll up, and I thought that was one of the best roll ups.
That was just so smooth.
I thought that was one of the best near falls of either show.
That was so smooth how they did it. I commend them for that. The finish roll up. I thought we were gonna like finish.
It wasn't a roll up.
Was it not?
No.
Oh, my bad.
They hit like 3 double teams.
Okay, my bad on that. But I'm expecting for this feud to finish with the whole who is it? Inner Circle against
Pinnacle.
The Pinnacle, because I'm expecting like Chris Jericho against MJF is like the finish of that. I'm not sure. I think this might be the last match. I wouldn't put my eggs in a basket, but I'm hoping. But I enjoyed this match all around.
Mm-hmm. So for me, this was by far my favorite match of both shows that we're reviewing. I thought it was really, really good. And this is why this is one of the reasons why I say FTR is not even in the same stratosphere as the second best tag team in the world, because they lay their matches out they lay this. I don't care what anyone might say or they laid this match out. And their matches, every match they're in, it always makes sense. It's always laid out so well. Those guys are great workers. They're just everything they do is right. Everything they do is great. They even had it. I'm gonna give them a strange compliment, but considering the state of tag team wrestling, they had one of the best legal blind tags that I've seen in a long time. Because a big thing with tag team wrestling, obviously, do you guys know what a legal tag is? Like the parameters of a legal tag?
The ref has to see it. I mean,
it has to be hand to hand. It has to be hand to hand, not hand to back. And the person has to be either touching the turnbuckle of their corner or holding the tag rope. You have to have all those things for it to be a legal tag. So all these backslap tags are not legal tags. And so the tag that I'm talking about that was a great blind tag, I forget if it was Santana or Ortiz, picked Dax up for like a backdrop. And as he's back, he holds his hand back and Cash tags him. So I thought that was a really, really nice, again, minute compliments, but these are the small things that they're doing that no other tag team does that I think makes them such a better tag team. And I just think it doesn't matter which, and I really like Santana and Ortiz too. For them to start off with Dax and Santana, I think that's the best way they could have started because Dax is amazing. Santana's also really good. They're definitely the better of their respective teams. Not to say Ortiz and Cash aren't good. I just think that those two happen to be better. One thing I had a question for both of you guys because Jim Ross, when they're talking, because the crowd kind of got into it when Santana hit the Three Amigos and then the Frog Splash, and they did the Eddie, Eddie, Eddie chants. And Jim Ross said, this crowd came in today full of P and V. And I said, if either of you knew what P and V stood for, I'd give you $10. So I know what it stands for. I don't think you guys do.
P and V. Pussy and vagina? I don't fucking know.
Nope.
I would not.
Dom,
you're muted.
We had a quiz show on Sunday. Oh, how long has I been muted for? Oh my god.
Not long.
Just now.
Yeah,
Okay, I was about to say.
Do you know what P and V stands for?
Is it first of all, the quiz show was on Sunday. You missed the cue, Eric. P and V. It's a Chicago thing? I don't know.
No. It's an old wrestling. It's an old wrestling phrase. Full of piss and vinegar.
Thank God we don't have that anymore.
So I've heard that before. So
yeah. But yeah. Anyway, back to the match. So I just thought and they're also really good. So another thing is, I understand that AEW kind of changed their tag team rules to make it make sense. Where when you make a tag instead of 5 seconds, you have 10. But I still just can't really. It just never looks right to me. When the formerly legal man is in there for so long, still getting hits on the guy. So these are just little things. And then they got really long heat on FTR, even though FTR is the heels, but that's just kind of a thing now. One thing this really, as much as I love this match, this really took me out of the finish was, do you guys remember, they call it the big rig now, but the FTR's finisher, the old shatter machine. Do you guys remember when they hit that?
Great move. One of the best.
Did you notice how badly the ref fucked up that count? Go back and watch it because they hit it. They go for the pin, and the ref knew ahead of time that the pin's going to be broken up. But he looked over, noticed that I think it was Santana was breaking it up, but I could be wrong. Whichever one of them was supposed to break it up, he looked and noticed that he was nowhere near ready to break that pin up on time. So he literally stood there for 2 or 3 seconds before he even started the count. And then he goes 1, 2, pauses because he's still not ready to break up the pin. And then the pin gets broken up. So it was like an 8-second pin that the ref fucked up. And then
how was that like really the ref's fault? Like the guy is like,
but the referees are supposed to count it like a shoot, and if you miss your spot, you miss your spot. So he should have just gone down and counted. If the pin didn't get broken up or the guy didn't kick out, you count 3 and that's it. If they fuck,
That's fair.
If the wrestlers fuck up, the wrestlers fuck up. That's wrestling.
All right. Anything else we say before we move on?
Yeah, because that went straight into the finish and just took it. It was a nice finish, but the ref fucked up so bad it took me out of the finish. But like I said, favorite match of either show.
Very good match. Very good match.
And I wanted to make one more quick comment about it. So this match was 13 and a half minutes. But did it feel to you guys like it was 5?
No.
I felt around.
It felt like 13, to be honest.
But the point that I was trying to make was the Charlotte and Nia Jax match was a little over 10. And my point was a 10-minute WWE match feels like an hour. But for me, some certain AEW matches, they fly by. This match, for me, it didn't feel like 13 minutes. But with WWE, a 10-minute match feels like 20. So I can say what I want. People say what they want about AEW and the formatting of the show being nonsense and things they do not make sense. But you can't take away from the fact that on the whole, they have a lot better matches than WWE, a lot more excited matches than WWE.
Yep.
Moving on, we had a really quick, before our CM Punk promo, we had no, it's fine. I didn't give you a header for this for a reason. We just had a really quick Daniel Garcia promo, billboarding the match with Darby for Rampage. That was it.
Cool.
So then we get to the, and I had to mention it because of what happens during the promo. So we come back from break, we get a CM Punk promo segment. So they do some really stupid things in this that we're going to talk about. But I want to say before that stupid stuff happened, this promo was not really doing it for me.
I liked it.
Of course you did. You're a CM Punk.
I'm gonna tell you why I liked it, though. I'm not just gonna.
That's the thing, and I'm not trying to throw shade at you specifically, Dom. I'm saying this to like anybody who says that this promo was really good until it got interrupted. I feel like with CM Punk, I love CM Punk. He's great, but I think it's gonna get to this really annoying point where no matter what he does, people are just going to say it's amazing because it's CM Punk. Because this promo wasn't very good.
I'll address it. I'll address it right now. So I mentioned the honeymoon phase. I think it's starting to wear off. Like the pops are getting quieter, like when it comes out and all that stuff.
I think it's part of the crowd. I think the crowd was dead tonight.
This crowd wasn't good. This crowd definitely was not very good.
It was good. It was good because Jericho came out, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, this interview, it didn't really have to be much. It wasn't amazing. It was pretty sure it was like maybe 90 seconds. He just talked about, I feel the thing about CM Punk and his promos is he shoots it real. Like you can blend the character of CM Punk and who he is as a person. What are you making that face for, Cody?
I disagree.
I have a question. Here's the thing. I don't even remember what he said. I just feel like he didn't say anything very important.
He didn't.
That's the thing. What made this promo good?
It didn't make it good. I never said it was great. It was fine. Like it wasn't bad. Okay, let's see what I have on my notes. Okay, I didn't have anything about the promo itself. Of course, it was pretty short. But I just remember he talked. Oh, he talked about how his ring rust. And like how he's nervous and how he's actually scared. And I feel like that's coming from not even CM Punk as the character from AEW, but also the performer behind it. And I feel like that's just real connection. And I feel like what left CM Punk over all these 7 years ago is his connection to the crowd and his blend of the character of CM Punk and the person behind it. So that's why I liked it, even though it was short.
But anyway, so obviously the promo happens for about 90 seconds. Then Daniel Garcia in 2.0 jump CM Punk. What the hell? Sorry.
That was surprising.
Like Cody, you said after the Daniel Garcia promo, you said I don't like that Darby's in multiple feuds right now. I think AEW heard you because they decided to
merge it.
They decided to mesh the two together. So now it's just one big thing because then Sting and Darby make the save. So now it's all just one big garbage feud. And so like I've been saying this for a long time that Darby's the wrong opponent for Punk, and it got illustrated right here. And Dom, you can't possibly disagree with what I'm about.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. What? You ready?
Go ahead.
Ready? When they went face to face, when Darby and Punk went face to face, what was the crowd chanting? Was there dueling Punk and Darby chants?
A little bit in the beginning. I heard some Darby. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I heard my eyes here.
When they were face to face, you heard nothing but CM Punk chants. Nothing but CM Punk chants. Darby Allin's one of their top baby faces.
Then who? Okay. I had this discussion with Cody. I think on Saturday. I'm gonna have it with you now. Who is he gonna face?
Any heel.
Yeah.
What heel? What heel? It has to be somebody big. No, it can't. It can't be QT Marshall.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. Because I'm asking you.
I
want a specific name.
I'll tell you this right now. Right? The promo sucked. It sucked.
No, the promo didn't. What?
Yes, it did.
How did it suck?
It sucked.
Are you saying I'll
bet you if the exact same promo. I bet you if the exact same words came out of anyone else's mouth other than
no. You guys need to stop right now.
No. So CM Punk, he talks about he always scared. I get it. But I also don't agree with you really about how CM Punk got over. CM Punk got over by just shooting. He didn't go over about talking about his real life really.
No, I didn't say real life. I said the blend.
You kind of did meshing the character.
I'm gonna defend Dom on this one. I think what he meant, and I agree with this, is he got over for a combination of because he was shooting, but also because his shoots were real, and it was what he was actually thinking. So it was his shoots, but the fact that his shoots were real.
It was a blend of his character and who the guy is behind. Isn't that shooting? When you go off the character's script and you go from behind it? Yeah, that's shooting, isn't it?
I mean, I guess you can consider it, but I also do think. So. This is my bold prediction. I think CM Punk's turning heel all out.
That'd be awesome.
He is.
I wouldn't mind.
I mean, I've talked about why it doesn't make a lot of sense for Punk.
It's so weird that CM Punk mentioned in his promo several times. Are you guys getting sick of me yet? Are you guys getting sick? I'm never gonna get sick of you. And then I can see it being the ref down in 2.0 and whatever the other Eddie Garcia, whatever his name. Daniel attacking Darby Allin and CM Punk just standing there. Not doing anything. Remember when the Nexus attacked? Was it CM Punk? There's someone. I think someone was attacking Cena. Someone attacked Cena, and CM Punk was just sitting there.
Oh, that was probably Shield.
No, I feel like that was
because Shield was connected with CM Punk.
I feel like that was new Nexus. They were attacking him, and CM Punk wasn't doing anything. He was a face at that, and he just pinned him after. I hope CM Punk's turning heel because. If he doesn't, I don't know how this makes sense.
So you suggesting the 2.0 and Daniel Garcia joining CM Punk as a faction?
No, I'm suggesting I'm suggesting they're attacking Darby Allin and CM Punk just doing nothing about it. And then CM Punk picks up the win.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, back to my point. Dom, please defend that they were chanting for CM Punk and not Darby Allin.
I heard this is still small a good Darby, and then I heard CM Punk all the way.
A small Darby. Yeah,
a small Darby.
Yeah, his mom was in the crowd chanting.
But I want to. Okay, fine. I won't defend that. But I will ask. I will go back to the question.
It's their top baby face, and it's been established that no one cares about.
I will go back to the question. Who should he have faced? Who should he face?
I don't have the roster in front of me. I'm gonna pull up the roster.
Okay. Because he can't have somebody like QT Marshall.
Right, guys, we're gonna be here for 2 hours.
I don't care. He makes a dumb point.
I agree with him. I don't think.
Then who should he face? I asked you the same question.
Here, let's finish up this segment, and then I'll.
Okay.
So the payoff of this segment, the payoff of all of this was so that Sting could pick up the mic and say it was so cool to see that move. It was so cool to see that. People, just because Punk's been retired for 7 years doesn't mean people haven't been doing the GTS. But anyway,
it's so cool.
It was so cool to see the GTS. Whatever. It was so cool to see the coffin drop. It was so cool to hit somebody with the Scorpion Death Drop. And then and guess what? I'm not going to be in Darby's corner on Sunday. Ooh, that was the point. That was the point of this whole thing. Dane can say I'm not going to be there.
Did you actually see the GTS? Punk almost botched it.
No, it was fine.
Yeah,
Dom,
Punk almost botched it.
You're so blind to everything.
Oh my
Punk
god.
Punk
You're
is
talking
so
about Raw for an hour and then this bull crap? Like, oh my god.
Dom, you need to watch it back. He almost botched it.
Oh no.
Punk is Punk is so hilariously Teflon with you right now.
All right, let's go on to the next thing. So
No. He needs to bring up the names.
Go.
Go ahead and bring up the names.
So the next so the next thing that happened, we went to break. We came back. We had a Tony Schiavone sit down with MJF. It was really quick, but MJF I think cut a really good promo. This guy's so good. Honestly, I would say that this should have been Punk's first feud if he wasn't stuck in this 1.5 year long feud with Jericho.
But he's
Dom.
You're gonna aggravate me tonight.
No, we can talk about our prediction show. How about that?
Yeah. So MJF cuts a really good promo comparing Jericho to washed up to Muhammad Ali down on the backstretch of his career, just chasing the spotlight. Like no matter what you use, have to find any way you can stay in the spotlight. And the words he uses that yearn for the spotlight that you seek is going to be what is going to be like kind of your downfall, and it's going to be what turns your music off for good. This guy's so fucking good. How old? He's like 25 years old. This guy is just...
Dude, he needs to have a long-ass career, please.
And it's sad that he's about to lose on pay-per-view, but man, he's so...
I'm not completely sure about that.
And
Let's say for our prediction. We don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, he's... Oh, man. I can't say enough about how great MJF is. What'd you guys think?
I just wanted to say... go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
He's amazing. He's literally... He's the best promo in AEW. It's not even close. I would love. So, I know like CM Punk face, but I would love a CM Punk heel versus MJF heel promo off.
One day, they'll do it.
But I don't want this CM Punk to have a promo.
No.
Yeah. I want a CM Punk that's ruthless, that will say anything with like MJF. Oh my god, it'll be so good.
I just wanted to say that when MJF introduced Chris Jericho, he called him Cowboy Chris, which is it popped me for when that was Chris Jericho's first gimmick ever. Cowboy Chris from Wyoming, so that was great.
Hey Dom, I got it. By the way, sorry to interrupt. I got an opponent for CM Punk that's better than Darby Allin.
Go ahead.
Ethan Page or Scorpio Sky. Either one of them.
Ethan Page would be really good.
Either one of them.
But then, okay, not bad.
They're both heels.
All right, let's move on. It's almost 11:30. Let's go.
Anyway, so after this amazing promo, we got some fucking garbage. Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. Remember when Dewdrop attacked Eva Marie before the bell for no reason?
Matt Hardy.
Well, in this match, Matt Hardy attacks Orange Cassidy pre-match for absolutely no reason and gets ejected like an idiot. Setting up for him to come out post-match. So what do you have to say? This match went 6 minutes, and it was just stupid. Jack Evans gets heat on Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy makes... I've seen everything. If you've seen one Orange Cassidy match, you've seen them all.
I enjoy them.
He does the three... Don't you dare say you enjoyed this match, but...
I didn't say enjoy the match because it didn't feel like 6 minutes. It was like 20
anyway, so Orange Cassidy hits the same like 3 moves he always does that goes into the super fun, super dumb, like slow motion play kicks. Which, like, you know what I would do if I was in a fight with someone and someone stuck their hands in their pockets? You know what I'd do? I'd knock them the fuck out.
Okay, cool for you.
Jack Evans.
What are you gonna do with yourself?
Who is Jack Evans? Because he can't wrestle. I'm sorry.
Jack Evans can wrestle.
He was so.
Jack Evans. He's athletically really good, but he's technically very bad. But he's a career long.
This is the first match I've ever watched from Jack Evans.
He's a career long indie. Yeah, he's a career long indie guy.
He's a high spot guy. Yeah, I like Angelico better.
And Orange Cassidy is coming on the list of Drew McIntyre, and do not like watching him.
I feel like I'm done.
Why is Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy so featured on the show?
I need a new co-host to support me because you guys are just hating everybody I like.
We had a match 2 weeks ago, Sammy Guevara versus Sean Spears, which was an amazing match. And like we haven't seen either of them since.
Because they're finishing up the feud. That's why they have FTR against Santana.
This has okay. We'll talk about that later. But
Okay, whatever.
I was gonna say, so this match just fundamentally was broken. Like neither of these guys can wrestle at all, and there's no better evidence than when they went to break and they literally struggled selling or milking a superplex on top rope for over a minute. They were
You
both
watched the picture-in-picture?
Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you.
Because I timed the matches, and if they give me picture-in-picture, I got to keep my watch on. And I'm glad I did, or else I would have gotten the time wrong.
That's true.
But they literally both stood awkwardly on the top rope, pretending like they were going to superplex each other for over a minute. That's textbook. I don't know how to lay out a match. And then I put that in my notes about the top rope spot just to look up and see a roll up. 1, 2, 3. They ended a match during picture-in-picture.
That was bad.
So like, if you went to the bathroom, because it was a commercial break, you came back and the match was over.
I missed the finish. Yeah.
This was the stupidest thing. I can only assume one of them got like banged up a little bit and had to go home early, because no one just says let's end this match in picture-in-picture and it just passes. That's ridiculous. But I guess they needed time for the post match, which was even stupider. So Matt Hardy comes in with Private Party and starts beating up on Orange Cassidy, and then the Best Friends come in to make the save, and then the rest of the Hardy family office comes in to continue the beatdown, and then Jurassic Express comes in to make another save. So they had a post match with 2 beatdowns and 2 saves, one of which from a team that literally has nothing to do with this with this conflict. They're in fact they have a match later in the show. What are they doing out there? Why are they not getting ready for their match? Jurassic Express.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, they should not have been out there. The whole thing was garbage, absolute garbage. But I feel like the more I get myself going, that's why we go so long, is I just get myself going.
Yeah, no, we got to hurry up. We're at 1:30 right now.
I was gonna say I don't like the feud, but I like Best Friends faction. That's I don't like the match either.
What did you just say about the Best Friends?
I like the Best Friends faction. Yes, I need a new co-host here because everybody's against me. I cannot like anything about. I can't like Drew McIntyre. They're like, oh, Drew McIntyre's awful. I can't like Orange Cassidy. I can't like the Best Friends.
I mean, you can like him if your
You
opinion.
guys just look at Eric. He's like about to die. He's like, oh damn! How dare Dominic say that?
You're killing me, man. You're just killing me.
I enjoyed them. I just don't like.
All right, let's go. I gotta keep.
Anyway, yeah. So we had a really quick Miro Eddie Kingston video package where because they have a match coming up on All Out for the TNT Championship. Basically, the long and short of this is Eddie Kingston was like, Fuego del Sol gave you a lot of trouble with the DDT. That must mean that your neck is weak. So at our match, I'm gonna target your neck. And then Miro says some things about like him being like God's favorite champion or whatever his thing is, and like you're gonna like meet your maker or something. It was Miro's part was dumb. Eddie Kingston's, I'm actually really glad that I saw Eddie Kingston's because I'm looking after this very weird video package. I'm actually looking forward to the match more than I was before because Eddie Kingston's going to work on his neck, and at least now we know why.
Yeah.
I'm not Eddie Kingston.
I honestly, I missed it.
I'm a fan of Eddie Kingston. He's the exact opposite of me for Matt Riddle. I love his promos. I hate him in the ring.
I don't see it. This is just my opinion. I just don't see the buzz around Eddie. I just don't get it.
Good promo. He's a good promo.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Cody's. We're gonna have like a triple threat match, like fighting each other.
I mean, what? I can't have an opinion.
I can't either. Apparently,
I don't like his promo.
With Eric. Eric had to do a whole finesse of him rolling back, dying on his bed. When I said I like the super like Best Friends.
Like, why should I care about this match?
No one cares.
Well, I don't.
The only reason you're supposed to care is because of the championship on the line, but the championship means nothing. So,
Miro's gonna win. I went to the bathroom. Quick thing I want to say before we get sometimes AEW has so many like video packages. It's insane. Like it's way too many, and I miss a bunch of them. Like I feel like I can't take a bathroom break because I'm gonna miss something. It's
this episode of AEW kind of felt like Raw because there were so many like promo segments and video segments and not as much wrestling. I definitely felt a lot like
I feel like this is my thing with AEW this week. I feel like All Out caught up to them really quickly.
Yes.
I don't think they were prepared for All Out.
I agree.
Yeah. So we go to break. We come back with the JR in-ring interview with Chris Jericho, and I'm not gonna lie. So here's my big takeaway. These are my thoughts. I'm not saying the promo was bad because I don't think it was bad, but I think Jericho, he just kind of said everything we were all expecting him to say, nothing more, nothing less. So to me, this was just my only note. This seemed like a very generic promo, but very well delivered, and that's kind of all I got. It was literally like, so Chris, why'd you take this match? Oh, because like I need to prove to myself that I can beat him, and blah blah blah, and I've worked so hard, and it was very generic, very by the book, just delivered very well.
It was a fine promo, honestly. Chris Jericho is still over like Rover, which surprises me, especially in Chicago. Like I feel like people love the song Judas more than Chris Jericho sometimes, but I'm like, and I said that in the chat, and I was like, okay. But then everybody chanting Chris Jericho, and I'm like, Jesus, I guess people still love this dude. So good for him.
I didn't like the promo.
I don't like any promo.
JR is so like, I'm so done with Jim Ross. And then like the thing I really didn't like about this promo is like, yeah, the only thing MJF has over me is 3 wins. I'm like,
that's a lot.
Isn't that wrestling? Isn't that the object of wrestling is to get wins over your opponent?
Yeah,
so
that is a lot. Yeah,
it makes sense. It's a shame that Chris Jericho is probably going to beat MJF.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of this will be for nothing.
Yeah, and you know what's really driving it home that Jericho's going to win is how many people on this show. JR said it, and then they had another video package later that I didn't make a note of because it's not very important. But they had another video package about this match where Paul White even said like something along the lines of, "I'm really worried for Chris Jericho." That's how you know he's going to win. He's already. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about it on our prediction. We'll talk about it on our predictions. So then we get Dom. You can spell Hobbs correctly if you want.
It is OBBS. It's not E. There's no E. Are you serious? It's an E.
But you also wrote
you put
Hoobs.
Is it Hoops?
No, yeah. Well, if you fix it, I'll start that match.
Okay.
You'll find rhythm with me tonight. I did not like this match. I usually do like 2 like big guys just fighting, but I just felt like this was so sloppy. I don't know why, but it just like felt like all over the place. And like if I wasn't watching the show, I wouldn't know who was the heel and who was the face for the majority of this match. So because like I wasn't keeping up, I thought Hobbs was the face for a majority until Taz started talking. And he's like, yeah, and then they're like, oh, they attacked Brian Cage. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what this is. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy this match.
I was gonna say before that Eric, you spelled Hobbs with an E.
I did.
So
yeah,
me misspelling.
Yeah, but I just did it. I did it for an audience of 2. You did it for whatever. But anyway,
whatever.
Anyway, so here's my. I wanted to like this match because I like both of these guys. Will Hobbs is another guy that I think he's super young. He's still pretty green, but there's a lot of potential in him, and I think he already is. I think he's picking up really fast. I think he works well. And Brian Cage, I think he has a very unique style because to be his size and do some of the things he does, I think it's really impressive. So I like both these guys. But this was another one like the Xavier Woods AJ Styles match that I'm not into this conflict. This Team Taz thing's been going on for so long. I couldn't get myself into this. Plus the match itself just wasn't very good. And then the finish was the exact same finish that we saw with the Brian Cage Ricky Starks match, where Hook distracts, somebody hits Brian Cage with the belt, and then finisher 1, 2, 3. We saw that exact same finish, except you switch Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, in AEW's Powerhouse Hobbs. But
I was gonna say
it was the exact.
They even said that. They even said that on the broadcast. Oh, they did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say I like the feud. I don't like the bell for the feud. This match, I liked. I didn't like the finish. Like I enjoyed because I felt like it was like 2 like titans, like kaijus, like going against each other, and it really much felt like that. But
it's a cool matchup.
Yeah,
It really
it's a great matchup. I just didn't like the finish. I really don't like how they're building this feud. I like the feud premise in general because I felt they have been building a Brian Cage split for months now. I don't like the resolution. I don't know. Well, we don't know the resolution yet, but I don't like how they're finishing or building to the finale. Well, what we perceive to be the finale.
For what they've done with these two guys, I don't know why. I mean, I have my reasons why I care because I like both these guys. But if I was just a fan that's never seen these guys before and I've just seen like them the past 6 months, why do I care about them? Team Taz loses all their matches. It's not it's not like this was a dominant faction that got split up. This was a terrible faction that loses all of their matches and one guy just kind of wants to beat the other guys. Like,
did they lose the Derby feud?
Yeah, of course. They don't win matches. Okay. Yeah. And like, and the crowd wasn't into it because they've been given no reason to care about either. Like, Brian Cage is the babyface. He's not over. So yeah, the crowd was dead because, like myself, nobody really has a reason to care about these guys unless you already know these guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Is Brian Cage related to anybody like famous?
I don't think so. But like that, we actually have a really good tab for Cody to not really be a religious like AEW watcher, indie watcher is actually really good for a situation like this because he didn't really care for the match and for that exact reason because he can only go off of what AEW shows us because he didn't watch these guys on the indies.
Yeah.
And me and Dom, who saw these guys on the indies, we know like we've been predisposed to like these guys, but for a casual fan that's just kind of tuning in, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. So the next like 10 minutes. So we had I don't know if I gave you a header for this, Dom, but the Malachi Black.
You did.
Okay. I thought this was awesome. I threw a fit last week when I found out that Lee Johnson was his opponent. But after this promo, oh man,
I missed it. To be honest,
he is going to crush Lee Johnson's soul, and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
This was easily the best promo / package of the night. Easily.
Yeah.
He just looked like a badass. He looked like he's like, I took mercy on Brock. I took mercy on Arn. I took mercy on Cody Rhodes. I'm not going to do that. So
it's going to be like a 5 or 6 minute match where Malachi Black just rocks his world, and I can't wait.
Dom hasn't seen it, so I guess we can move on.
I haven't seen it. I was bathroom break. Like AEW feels like a marathon of holding your pee because you're gonna miss something if you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Usually,
this was something. Luckily, if you took a bathroom break, you didn't miss much outside of some.
Well, I came back to seeing this.
Something it popped me for a sec, but that's also
OT.
I'm not talking about this because it's terrible. So.
I'll give the quick rundown of what happened. So QT Marshall is in the ring with his faction that no one cares about, the Factory. Pretty much says, Paul White, come out here right now and face me. And Paul White comes out. And so how many people were in the ring for the Factory? There was like 5 or 6 guys.
There was like a I feel like.
Yeah. So there were 6 guys, relatively young, all in their physical prime, and just Paul White, 49-year-old Paul White. My note was Paul White buries QT's entire faction. He's almost 50. Yeah. And he literally just beat all of them up and cleared the ring. And after he clears the ring, after he's the only one standing in the ring, he's beating up everybody. Then the Gun Club comes out to make the save, which makes no sense. I was like, okay, why do I care? Like the Gun Club, they're undefeated. Okay, I guess they're giving them more TV time. Well, and then Billy Gunn hits turns heel, hits Paul White with a chair. I popped for. Did I cut out for a sec?
Oh, I was gonna say with the Gun Club, they were with Big Show or my bad, Paul White last week with the match. Remember because Gun Club had a match last week.
I didn't watch last week. I was in Chicago, but okay. So Billy Gunn hits Paul White with a chair, turns heel. I popped for it initially because it's a heel turn. Billy Gunn's one day was way back when was a big star. I thought it was a cool moment. Did it serve any sort of purpose? Not really. Because do we now think Paul White might lose to QT Marshall at All Out? No. I certainly don't. And then something that was really funny to me was every time the Gun Club's out, Tony Schiavone and JR, they're talking about what great kids Austin and Colton got are. And then all it takes is Billy Gunn hitting Paul White with a chair, and all of a sudden the kids are scumbags. I love those scumbag kids just watching. Like, they didn't do anything. Did
you see the face that Paul made?
No.
Look, this something like this. This is my favorite picture. Cody knows all about this picture.
So we don't need to talk about that anymore. Stupid segment for a stupid feud for a stupid match no one cares about. We all know who's going to win.
Yep.
Which led us to a match that I didn't care about and no one cared about. That was stupid, and it was a Ty Conti versus Penelope Ford. I don't care about this match.
I didn't even watch it, if I'm being honest.
I didn't pay attention to it. Yeah, I paid no attention as far as making notes. All I know is Ty Conti attacked before the match, and I didn't care. And the ref started the match anyway. Didn't check on Penelope Ford. Just started the match anyway. And then the match happened. It lasted 7.5 minutes. It was complete garbage. Tons of botches. An atrocious finish. What was the finish? It was really, really bad.
I remember. I think I remember. So
I remember.
Bunny came out. Bunny distracted. Then Penelope Ford was gonna hit Ty Conti from the back. She actually hit Bunny off the apron, and then I think it was a roll up.
Then it
was a finish.
Yeah. So Bunny comes up to distract Ty Conti, and Ty Conti's looking over her shoulder, waiting for Penelope Ford, so she knows when to get out of the way. She gets out of the way 2 or 3 steps too early, so then you just have Penelope Ford basically charge at Bunny, make sure to not actually hit her, so she wouldn't hurt her, because it's not like this is wrestling or anything. And then the Bunny turned around, looked at where she wanted to land, and then jumped off the apron, and then I guess some sort of roll up. Really, really stupid, just awful match. All of this for an Anna Jay save, because there was of course a beat down after the match. For an Anna Jay save, I did not care about this because I don't care about the AEW women's division. There are 2 women I care about, and neither of them were involved in this, so I don't care.
Which is the second one? Thunder Rosa,
Britt Baker, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say there was an ugly ass backbreaker. I don't know if you caught it, but Ty Conti did a backbreaker on Penelope Ford, and it was bad. I don't know if you caught it.
I wasn't really watching this match.
I didn't watch this
Maybe
match
I can find it on YouTube on the back. It was pretty bad. It was long as hell, way longer than it should be, and way too many roll-ups.
Yeah, and then after the match, we cut to Thunder Rosa backstage, cutting a promo about the Casino Battle Royal. I don't remember what the question was. I think it was about the Casino Battle Royal. And then Nyla Rose and who else? Who was the other person? Who was the other person right there?
What's the name with the manager?
Jade Cargill.
Yes.
And Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose come up and corner her, and then Thunder Rosa tries to fend them off, and they just kind of have a brawl for no reason. Yep. I wanted to call this entire, because Britt Baker also had a short promo where Tony Schiavone had been teasing. Britt Baker heard about this big signing.
Oh, Britt Baker tweeted that she had a big free agency announcement, which obviously they're all teasing Adam Cole because that's Britt Baker's boyfriend.
Yeah. So naturally, what you love, what this is what I would do to my fan base. I would pretend I'm going to give them something they want, and then overtly give them something they don't.
I mean, I feel like we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
No,
I didn't
think it was going to be Adam Cole because that just happened. He's going to have when he leaves WWE, he's going to have a 90-day no compete.
He's already a free agent.
I thought. Oh, really? Well, either way, I didn't think that.
You only get a 90-day if you get released.
He's free.
See, what I thought that it might be Ruby Riott. That's what I was thinking. But
no. She's already for MLW.
Oh, is she? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I thought it was,
She signed an extension.
The name I thought of was Lana, because Lana just tweeted 90-day or something like.
Buddy Murphy is a free agent now.
But I thought Britt Baker would be making an announcement for the women's division. That was my big thing. But
it's not.
So I honestly these 3 segments back to back was clearly just them trying oh shit, it's like they formatted the whole show and realized they didn't do any female stuff. So what's your point in for this 15 minutes? So I wanted the banner that I wanted to send Dom for the whole thing was random women's division stuff because that's just exactly. But that's all it was. These 3 segments back to back were just random women's division stuff, and then we get
I do think you either see Adam Cole on SmackDown or All Out.
No. No,
Yeah.
he's gonna go to AEW. I don't think he's going to SmackDown because he would have been there already.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, he wouldn't. No. See, my prediction, just to get off track, my prediction, he's going to cost Finn Balor the Universal Championship on Friday.
But either way,
because Tom, you're so right about everything.
I am sometimes. You can't deny it.
Whatever. We only have one more match. We got one more match to get through here. So we get to our main event, which was the Elite, comprised today of the Super Elite, comprised of the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers against the Jurassic Express and the Lucha Brothers. This matchup makes no sense because Jurassic Express and Lucha Bros just fought each other on random.
Mutual respect. No. I'll argue.
Stop.
I don't.
Yes.
Can I just ask that you just not talk for like a little bit, because mutual respect is a way overdone. It's way overdone.
Whatever.
Mutual respect is very overdone, and I can't stand it.
Whatever.
The match.
Stop.
I was gonna not watch the match, and I was gonna come on and pretend to review it and be exactly right, because I was gonna say, yeah, this match was really fast paced, really hard hitting. There were a million super kicks and flips and lots of interference, and then the Bucks won, and I would have been exactly right, without watching the match. Because look, the Young Bucks, very athletic, very talented athletes. Okay, here comes a potentially unpopular opinion. The Young Bucks are great athletes, awful wrestlers. Agree or disagree?
I
disagree.
I think awful is a very strong
we can reference back to many matches, especially I don't know about AEW. Well, yes, AEW and New Japan, and we watched together. Together, but lots of matches.
I have a question for Dom. Have you ever watched a Young Bucks match that was good that didn't have good wrestlers on the other side?
Yes.
Who?
It depends. You guys consider this the best friends very good wrestlers? Well, best friends. Cause you know the Wrestle Kingdom.
Because Chuck Taylor's a world class worker. Oh yeah, they suck.
No, wait, listen. It was Trent and it was Ricky. What's his name from New Japan? Who did he tag with? This was Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay, let's say that for the finish.
2018. I'm just saying, yes. The answer is yes.
So here's what I was getting at. The Young Bucks, I think they're fantastic athletes, and that's why. So their matches are considered good because their matches are really exciting because they do a lot of high spots because they're great athletes. But when it comes down to wrestling, like actually mat-based wrestling, I think they're really, really bad. But anyway, that's why a lot of their matches don't have a lot of mat-based wrestling, because look, they have the same match every single time. There's going to be a million high spots. It's going to be really, really cool. The crowd's going to be electric because they love seeing the flips and the super kicks and the springboards, and that's great. They know what their audience wants. They know what their audience wants to see. But it's the exact same match every time, and they're so bad. You can tell how bad they are laying out a match because there's so much interference. There was literally within 2 minutes of this match starting, there was interference. How it can't be that hard to book one match without interference, that you have to have all of this interference going on, especially so early. So there's a bunch of interference muddying the whole thing up. I couldn't watch this very seriously because, again, we all knew what was going to happen. There's going to be a bunch of especially with the Lucha Brothers in this too, there'd be a lot of really, really cool moves that happen all at once, and then like a bunch of super kicks, and it was going to be cool. Like, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed watching the match because everyone enjoys high spots. But we all knew it was going to be a bunch of high spots and then some interference that leads to a Young Bucks win, and that's what it was. And they clearly wanted to get this match out of the way to get to that post match that we'll get into in a sec.
I have two thoughts on this match. Bold thoughts. One, why would a Lucha Bro eat a pin?
That's true.
4 days before All Out.
That's true.
Two. I forgot.
You forgot.
It was something.
Wait, before you get to the thought.
I remember two. I hate the Good Brothers. They need to go away. They're pointless. What do they do?
You're pointless. Okay.
You have no, like, what do they do other than sit on the apron the whole time?
I mean, that's the point of the Super League. Like
what does TNA get from, or Impact? What does Impact get from having the Good Brothers on the AEW?
They can be like, oh, there's an all championship on a big TV.
Yeah, they just get exposure. Even though yeah.
Exposure, yeah.
It's exposure even though they barely talk about Impact on the show.
I was gonna answer your question. Roppongi Vice, Wrestle Kingdom 11 versus the Young Bucks. Roppongi 3K, Wrestle Kingdom. I'm just answering your question.
We're almost 2 hours on.
Yeah, what'd you think of the match though, Dom?
I didn't really care. I think I set up the stream for it, and I was like, "Oh, I saw the ending," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, I completely agree with Cody. I think obviously the Bucks were the Elite was gonna win this match, but they should have beaten Jungle Boy or Luchasaurus because of the match that's happening on Sunday. Because here's the thing: but we know the Bucks aren't dropping the titles, which makes we know it. I'll be okay. I won't say we know it. I'll say I'll be very, very surprised if they do. Which is why
everybody picks on
which is why them beating a Lucha Brother and the entire post match is just let's talk about the post match. They just start beating the shit out of them. They start beating the shit out of them, and then Kenny Omega comes out and they all just start beating the shit out of the Lucha Brothers and the Jurassic Express, and then Kenny Omega. Who gave him a mic? Why was he?
I love Kenny.
I love that. I love that.
I love Kenny. I agree with Cody.
When Kenny was getting attacked, he's like, "Help! Help!"
Kenny's hilarious. He's a comedic.
Because you want your champion to sound like a complete pussy.
Oh my god!
I get what you're saying, but it was just funny to me.
It's funny.
Every heel needs to be like a super bad, serious guy. He can be like a comedic little guy.
Your champion
your top Dom, the top champion, the face of your company should not be a comedy flunky.
It's not a comedy flunky. You can back it up in the ring. Oh my, Eric.
Dom. Him laying on the ground saying into the mic, help me, is comedy. And you can't deny that.
He's being satirical. He's not being serious. We know that. Oh my god.
That was Dom. Dom, mute. Dom, just mute yourself for a sec. Just mute yourself.
No, you need to mute yourself. You're the one who has all of these shit opinions tonight, saying I can't like the best, I can't like comedy in wrestling anymore. What is this bullshit?
Dom, mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Oh my god. Just talk.
Kenny Omega laying on the ground saying into the mic, help me, was for one reason and one reason only, to make people laugh, to laugh at how stupid he is and how ridiculous it is. That's not what you want your top champion to look like in front of the fans. Your top champion.
That's
why
he's been like that. But Eric, he's been like that forever. Tell me when he's not been like that.
That's the problem. That's why. Then tell me if he's going to do that. If he's going to be the one doing that, why are Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa? They're the
goons. They're goons. They're goons. That's the point of it. They're just goons.
They're the ones that are supposed to be the ones doing that.
I do get Eric's point. I get Dom's point. It was funny. I can't say it wasn't funny. But I do get Eric's point that a go home show on AEW. I feel like Kenny. I would love to see Kenny in a character like Kurt Angle as the Wrestling Machine. That would be sick. That's why I want his character.
So the big reason why I said why does Kenny Omega have a mic is because clearly they gave him a mic and didn't tell him anything to say, because he literally was like walking around the ring going like, what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Give me that.
It's fun.
There's just no
that's who he is, though. That's who he is. We've been watching for Kenny for years now. That's who he is. You know that. That's always normal characters. Even when he was the Coon, even when he was like the Terminator guy. That's on the.
I mean, I feel like they definitely could have thought of a better story than Kenny like stole the steel cage monitor thing from Tony Khan's office.
So what I was gonna say. So here's what they told. The only thing that he was really sent out there to say with the mic was like, Tony Khan, like, I'm glad we had this conversation. They basically saying like made Tony Khan look really dumb. So he was like, you should be careful like who you let. Basically said something where like, I was able to steal the keys, so now like Don Callis controls the cage. And they drop the cage so that no one can come in. And then Marco Stunt comes in, and a bunch. Who else came in? Frankie Kazarian came in.
Best friends.
God damn it! Yeah. Come out. So all these guys come out and they start trying to climb the cage, and it's just like this whole post match was just awful.
It was a mess, but it was a mess. Yeah. It was a good
It would
match.
have been cool. It would have been cool to see someone actually climb it fully and jump.
That would have been cool.
That'd be fun. Oh yeah.
But here's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at this.
Mm.
I don't want my top champion looking like an idiot. Can you imagine?
Then go watch. Then go watch Raw. Then go watch Raw over. Then watch Raw and watch Bobby last week.
Can you imagine if Roman Reigns after SummerSlam when Brock's music hit, he had the mic, right? He's like, Dom, let me finish. How stupid would it have looked if after SummerSlam when Brock's music hit, Roman Reigns had a mic and went, "Oh my God, Paul, let's get out of here."
But that's not Roman, and he never has been. Even as a babyface, he's been more of a serious guy. That's been Roman, and Kenny's always been the goofball. He fought a dummy, for Christ's sake. He fought a young child.
Yeah, but like then people compare Kenny and Roman, and there's really no.
I'm not comparing them.
No, I'm not. Did I say you? I said people.
Okay, that's
what
them.
What I'm saying is, I don't have an issue with Kenny doing these things. I'm saying my thing is, I have an issue with him doing these things if he's going to be like the champion and therefore like the public face of the company. Because you don't see Cody doing this nonsense, and there's a reason for that. Because Cody kind of is the face of AEW. You don't want the people.
Leave Cody out of this. Leave Cody out of this.
My point is, you don't want the people representing your brand to be doing things like that because that makes your brand look. Because like from my perspective, if their top champion is a comedy pussy, what does that say about the entire roster?
It doesn't say anything about the roster. That's what I'll say. You know why? Because the roster doesn't reflect the world champion all of a sudden. Just because Roman is a serious guy doesn't mean everybody else is serious.
But I think the top guy should be serious. To a fault.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I think anybody can be serious.
To a fault. Again, this is me being old school. I like wrestling when it was good.
And go back to your Jim Cornette days, okay? I don't care.
I'm saying I'm a fan of wrestling when it was doing the highest ratings it ever did, and that's how they did it.
But
so
okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think Rock wasn't goofy?
He was. There's a difference though. There's a difference in how Rock was goofy and how Kenny Omega. And then
Rock was not goofy. He was funny. He was.
Like Rock did some like goofy things, but he never laid on the ground and said, "Help me, help me, help me."
Okay.
I don't see where the Rock would be goofy at all. If I'm being honest.
Are you serious? Okay.
If we're gonna use WWE, if we're gonna use the WWE example, Dom, you know who in WWE would lay on the ground and say, "Help me, help me, help me." You know who would? R-Truth. Would this R-Truth character be a credible champion?
I need to bring in a tag team partner for this. I don't know about this.
All right. I think we called it a night.
Okay.
Yeah. This conversation can continue later.
So what we're doing is Friday. We're going to do we're going to record all out predictions. We'll post them Saturday, and we'll have our Saturday night recap of SmackDown and Rampage, and that's it.
All right. Cool.
Peace out.
I'm sorry, Dom is Dom.
Whatever. Good night.